Hello, I'm Claire. If you haven't been to this channel before, that's my name. I'm 46 years old and I have stopped drinking since 1st of January this year. So this is my 5-month sober video. And for those of you that have been around and watched my other videos, then you already know the situation, but just to put it really briefly, I don't consider that I was an alcoholic at all. I was a bit of a binge drinker, so my drinking wasn't a daily thing, but it was happening 2 to 3 to maybe 4 times a week depending. And when I went out, that was when I drank too much. Not every single time, but well, you know, a doctor would say you drank too much every single time. And I had issues with memory loss, occasional falls, feeling ill, hangovers, you know, all the usual stuff that comes from drinking too much. And so I decided after a particularly bad night and a very bad hangover that it was time to quit, draw a line under it, having drank really my entire adult life. First drinks were probably sort of sampling alcohol around sort of 11, 12 years old. I was going to say 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock. No, rock, you gotta rock around. No. And probably the first time I was properly drunk, I was 13. I had a really terrible situation and my parents had to carry me home, and yeah, that wasn't good. And really from about the age of 16, I was drinking regularly at the weekends and stuff like that, and then I've relied on it for my self-confidence and to make me more lively and more outgoing, and I kind of felt that I needed it. And then yeah, made the decision on the 1st of January this year that was it. I'm not going to drink anymore, and I have stuck to it. So I am now exactly 5 months sober. I missed my 4-month sober video. Apologies for that, just didn't get around to it, and then it was kind of like no point. I'm going to try and do one at least every month, so it's not going to be the most regular updates on this channel, but you know, stick around, just stay subscribed. You can click the bell icon and you'll get notified when I do finally upload a video. And if anything significant happens, or if anything I feel like sharing, then I will upload extra videos. So I just wanted to come here and talk to you about the benefits that I have seen now I'm at 5 months. Now some of this is going to be repetitive from what I've said in other videos, but I don't think you can hear this too many times. I know when I was first watching sober videos, I couldn't stop watching them. I wanted to hear people's success stories. I wanted to hear the benefits people had felt and seen over and over again. So hopefully that's how you feel, and you don't mind that you might have heard me say some of this before, but there's a couple of extras now, there's a couple of new ones. So here we go, benefits to not drinking alcohol. One of the new ones that I have experienced now is I went to get a quote for life insurance. It's so boring, isn't it? But I wanted to see what the quote would come out as. I don't really need it because I don't have any dependents. So in the end I didn't go for it, but I'm filling out the form online. One of the questions is, how many units of alcohol do you drink? And I got to say 0, and I wasn't lying. Of course, you shouldn't lie on these things just in case it bites you in the bum if something does actually happen. And you've lied about something like that and it comes out, you could be not valid for insurance. So I would never have lied about that. I might have underestimated my drinking if I was still drinking, but I got to say with 100% honesty and surety in my own knowledge that I don't drink. That's it, I don't drink. And I think the effect that has on the insurance is it's a really positive thing that will bring the cost of the insurance down. And that's going to work for probably a few different types of insurances based on, you know, people. Like maybe it would work with travel insurance. I'm not sure if you've already got medical issues and you have to fill out a bit more of an intense insurance form maybe. And also sort of on the same line is when you go to the hospital or the doctors and you have to fill out a medical form, again about all sorts of things, whether you smoke, but you also get asked how much alcohol you drink, and it's just nice to be able to say you don't drink. There's one thing that you're doing that's really good, and actually it sets you apart from the majority of people, and that feels kind of good to just be able to say I don't drink, you know. Or when the doctor asks you, or the, you know, consultant or whatever, you know, how much do you drink, and you can say I don't drink, you know. Watch them, like they're so shocked because most people drink. So that's a good thing. One major thing which I attribute to me quitting drinking, and this is a little more personal and specific to me, is that I've got into a really healthy and lovely relationship for the first time in my life. I definitely do have some underlying issues, and I have had a history of getting into toxic relationships because I am not great at expressing my needs or concerns, and I'm a recovering people pleaser, shall we say, and I'm not great at, expressing my boundaries, and I haven't been very good at just generally selecting a good person. And I think part of that is underlying issues which I've been working on over the last few years, but also the fact that all of my dating has been under the influence, especially, you know, those early dates, generally speaking, every date has involved alcohol, and so you don't learn as much about someone when you're both a bit pissed. You don't ask the right questions, you let things go over your head that should be alerting you to there being a potential issue with that person, maybe not the best match for you. And on this occasion, I met someone online. I specifically said in my dating profile that I wanted to meet someone who either doesn't drink or doesn't drink very much or very often, because I know myself very, very easily influenced. And if I was to start seeing someone who drinks and they want to sit at home and drink, there's no way I'm not gonna drink. I just know what I'm like. So I didn't want to meet someone that was a drinker. And I think that has been pivotal in everything, really, because the person that I've met is a really lovely person who's made really great decisions in his life, and one of those decisions was way before me, sort of years before me, decided to stop drinking himself. And I do think that has played a part in us communicating with each other in the first place, because we had that in common, and it's quite rare. And then with all of our dates, I have been completely sober and lucid and able to just be completely present without alcohol messing things up and blurring things and all of that. And I have memory of everything. Absolutely everything is in my memory, which is fantastic. Whereas if I'd been drinking on the dates, I'd forgotten half of the things that we would have said to each other. And also a thing that I can do, and I'm probably doing right now, is I can overshare. And if you loosen me up with drinks, I can overshare too much, and you know, it's not appropriate at certain stages in a relationship to overshare that much. You know, I mean, it's a potential for me on a first or second date to spill my guts if I've had too much to drink, and it's just not good. So I do attribute not drinking to me finally meeting a really decent human being for the first time ever. So I'm very, very happy, and that's the major thing really for me out of everything. Now, another big deal is the amount of money that I've saved. And when I worked out how much I was spending on average, very roughly, on alcohol, I did include the Ubers and the alcohol on my food shop, although it's very difficult to work out. And what else? Can't remember. I think that's it. But I kind of then averaged it out to how much that works out to a day. And then I put that into the I Am Sober app. And today, the amount of money that I've saved is £1,588. Now, I think I underestimated what I was spending. And I've been on a few holidays as well. And I drank every single day on holiday. So, and that, that can really rack up if you're drinking out in pubs and restaurants every single day for the duration of your holiday. So I'd say that's a very low estimate really of what I would have really spent. So that's amazing. I have more money in my bank, and that's great. Another thing I have in my bank is time. I'm not spending my time drinking, going to the pub, drinking in the pub, buying alcohol, carrying alcohol home. And also with drinking, you always find yourself planning. Everything seems to get planned around how can I drink, or how can I get there because I'm drinking and I'm not driving? How do I have to stay over? All of those things, they just take up like space in your head, and you're doing so much, you're making so much effort sometimes just so you can have a drink at an event. When now I can drive. But to be honest with you, I'm not really going out a lot. I'm going out when I'm going out with my boyfriend, but we go out, we go for days out, we go for walks, we go for lunch, stuff like that. But I'm not really going out, where people are drinking. I haven't been to a party or anything like that yet, so I haven't been tested in that way. But I definitely have a lot more time, because once I had a drink in my hand, even if I was just drinking indoors, and drinking indoors, I wasn't drinking excessively. My problem was socialising, because I felt like I needed it for that. But drinking indoors, once I had a drink in my hand, that was it. I wasn't going to do anything else. Whereas now I could, sit down to watch TV for a little bit and then think, you know what, I'm just going to go and whatever, empty the dishwasher, put some washing on, run the hoover around. These things just wouldn't happen once I've had a drink, because it would feel wrong. I'm drinking now and that's it, like I'm not doing anything else. So I definitely have more time, and I would say I am more productive. Not massively though. I felt like I was much more productive earlier on in my sober journey, and now I do find myself getting a bit lazy and having days where I still have days where I feel like I can't be arsed. I feel really tired and I just don't want to do anything. So it's not a magic pill that absolutely, makes everything perfect. It definitely doesn't. I still have days where I just can't be asked to do anything, where I feel tired and stuff like that. But I would say I am, generally speaking, doing more than I was doing before, and not wasting my time. Also not wasting a whole day with a hangover, and that was happening far too often. So there was a lot of time being wasted with the hangover. The next day, the tiredness, even if it wasn't a proper hangover, just that general dehydration feeling and the tiredness just stopped me from being very productive. And now I don't have that. So I think I am a bit more productive than I was. I definitely make more of my holidays when I go away, because previously holidays were kind of more about drinking at night, depending on where I went. But if I went somewhere that's a bit more of a party place like Greece, I ended up staying up, at the bar till 2, 3, 4 in the morning, then having to sleep in till lunchtime, 1 o'clock. And that was such a waste of a beautiful day on a beautiful island. So now I get up on holiday at a reasonable time. I'm no early bird, so I will get up about 8, 9 o'clock in the morning and then make the most of the day, get out and enjoy the day while it's all lovely and sunny and bright. So holidays are much better sober. And of course I remember everything as well, so that's great. This is not such a major thing, but I thought it's still worth a mention. I don't have much recycling anymore, so my recycling would have to go out every week, and, you know, clink bottles, clinking all the Diet Coke bottles or tonic bottles, and then, you know, a few vodka bottles or a few gin bottles. And yeah, the recycling was, I was building up a lot of recycling and having to put that out every single week. Now I have none of that, so it's just a few, you know, a few milk bottles, a couple of plastic bottles for drinks, and yeah, a few other, you know, yogurts and stuff. So my recycling is, I probably only put my recycling out every other week now, and it's never that much. And of course then I'm not having to store it while I wait for to be able to put it out. And that in turn frees up space in my kitchen. I'm not storing alcohol bottles in my kitchen or in my fridge, so I have more room for other stuff. I mean, it's not a big deal, I know that. It's not the number one reason to quit alcohol, to save yourself doing the recycling every week. I get that, but it's a little bonus, I find it a little win in amongst everything else. And then finally, kind of obvious, everyone says it, no hangovers, no lost memory, no falling over drunk, no embarrassing myself. I wasn't an argumentative drunk, so I wasn't someone who fell out with people, but I know that there are a lot of you out there that have that issue where you can, you know, lose control of your anger. That wasn't really me. That probably I could count on one hand the amount of times I've maybe fallen out with people in my entire life when I've been drunk. But yeah, it was more the bad decisions, falling over, just embarrassing myself, slurring, hangovers, all that stuff. All of that, of course, is now out of my life, and that feels amazing. And there has not been one day, there's not been one moment where I thought, oh damn, I wish I had had a drink last night. There's never been a second where I regret not drinking, and I haven't really been tempted either. There's been a couple of moments, you know, when it started to get sunny, and I thought, you know, you think it would be nice to sit in a pub garden with a drink, but not. I never felt that tempted, and the only thing I think that will challenge me is if I get invited to some kind of party, you know, like a wedding or any kind of party or any sort of special occasion. If someone's celebrating something, I will be mildly, I won't do it, but I know that I will be mildly tempted if everyone around me is drinking. I know that there will be a little part of me that would be thinking, I wouldn't mind a little drink, but I don't want to do it, because once I've done it, that's opening the floodgates. I know what I'm like. If I was someone, if I was someone who was a bit more of a normal drinker, who only drank occasionally anyway, then it would be fine. But I know what I'm like. I just know, because of how much I love a drink. Certainly the first 2 or 3 drinks, they do feel good to me. And it's only after that once I've had a few too many, that it doesn't feel so good. But I know what I'm like, and I just need to not go there. Once I have that first drink, I know that I'm gonna want more, and I just don't want to go back down that road. It's just not worth it to me. Plus, I don't know if my boyfriend will still like me if I start drinking. Especially if I start drinking, you know, binge drinking. I don't think that would be fair on him, based on us meeting because we said we both don't drink. So yeah, I don't think I wouldn't risk that. It's just not worth it. So yeah, that's they're all the reasons really to quit drinking. There are benefits to look forward to if you're someone who's just thinking about it. Obviously, everything is different for every individual person. That's my experience. They're the most noticeable benefits to me. But as I said before, it is not the magic wand. One of the things that I'm really annoyed about is that I haven't lost weight. In actual fact, I'm gaining weight, or I'm struggling with my weight. And you know, it's because I'm eating too much, and I'm struggling with my self-control. and my willpower when it comes to eating. I really hoped that by quitting alcohol I would lose weight, and that didn't happen. So just be aware that what benefits I get aren't going to all be the benefits you get. But of course, there's going to be a lot here that everyone benefits from. The lack of hangovers, the gaining of time, all of that stuff. You know, we're all going to get those benefits without a shadow of a doubt. So that's it. That's my 5 months sober update. Let me know where you are at in your journey. If you have seen my other videos and commented on my other videos, and you know that I like this to be a space in the comment section where you can share and where we can be each other's accountability partners. So do let me know where you're at. There's plenty of you that have already commented, whether you said this is day 3, this is month 3, whatever. Let me know where you're at right now and how you're doing, and don't be ashamed if you have fallen off the wagon. Then, you know, just get back on. You can do it. If I've done it, you can do it. I know it's not easy, and especially if, you know, if your issues run deeper than mine, then of course it's absolutely not easy. But I hope that this will encourage you, and that everyone in the comment section can be encouraging to each other, because that's nice, isn't it? And that's it then. Thank you for watching, and I will see you, if not in my 6-month video, then sometime before that. Bye.